Alright, the Super Mario Brothers movie review. Take one. Let's do this. Actually, no. Let's go! Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Hey up everybody! So today's movie I'm going to be discussing on the channel is the latest film from Illumination called the Super Mario Brothers movie. Let's go! Sorry, I will try to resist doing any Mario or Luigi impressions in this review, but it's not a guarantee. They already tried to make a Super Mario Brothers back in the 90s, but it was live action, and let's just say it did not work. But they've decided to give it another go now, this time as an animated feature, and I have to say, I was kind of excited for this movie. Like, I have a lot of nostalgia for the games as a kid. I love playing Super Smash Brothers or Mario on my Game Boy or Mario Kart. God, the amount of hours I've spent at uni playing Mario Kart with my housemates. Oh, youth. Also, the trailer for this film didn't look half bad. It did get me excited. But now that I've seen the film, what did I make of it? Oh, well, I'll say this. It's not bad, but it's also not very good either. Like, it's passable, fluffy entertainment. And I know it's primarily aimed at kids anyways, but you know, there'll be a lot of adults going into this movie with nostalgia goggles on, like I was. Like, there are adults older than me that have nostalgia for Mario. Like, Mario's been around since, what, the mid-1980s. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that have a lot of attachment to Mario in their childhood, and we'll be expecting this to be good. And I saw this in a cinema, surrounded by kids and adults, you know, with the nostalgia goggles on. And honestly, the reactions from the audience weren't all that enthused. Like, even from the kids, which was strange. Like, I thought the kids would at least enjoy the cutesy-wootsy kiddie humor in this movie. But even they didn't seem that fussed. Like, I didn't hear a lot of laughing. Like, it just didn't seem like this movie had a lot of impact on the audience screening that I was in. And that's probably because it really is just an average, mediocre film. Like, perfectly watchable, nice way to distract your kids for 90 minutes, but it's not got any staying power. Like, I think the best way to describe it is it's kind of like being on a roller coaster, this film. It is a ride, it's very colorful, it's very hyper and fast, but weirdly, once you get off this roller coaster after it's done, you don't want to get back in the queue again and get on it again. Like, I have no desire to watch this again. The plot is pretty straightforward, and I know some people are probably going to be critical of the film for having a very basic plot, but the plot itself doesn't bother me because of its simplicity. It's about Mario and Luigi, voiced by Chris Pratt and Charlie Day, who are plumbers trying to get their business off the ground in New York City. They go for a pipe, end up in the Mushroom Kingdom, except they're separated. Luigi is captured by Bowser, who's voiced by Jack Black. And Mario is by himself, but he meets Peach, voiced by Anya Taylor Joy, and Toad, voiced by Keegan and they go on an adventure together to try and rescue Luigi and also save the world, essentially, from Bowser. And on the way, Mario has to learn how to navigate this world through all the dangerous obstacles that he encounters, like you would in the games. So part of me really respects the film for incorporating so much of the games into the plot. Like, it does feel like a challenge for Mario. It feels like he's learning and adapting like a player would whilst playing Mario on the Game Boy. God, a Game Boy, I haven't seen one of those for years. I'm so old. So yeah, the plot might be basic, but that wasn't really my issue with the film. My issue with the film is that it's not character or plot driven, okay? It's Easter egg and nostalgia driven, okay? The entire film is just 90 minutes of one familiar Mario set piece after another, and that's fine. I get it, it's fan service and all that, and that's what the super fans of Super Mario will be here to see, all the things that they know and love from the games, and that's fine. But a film needs to be held up by compelling characters and an interesting plot, okay? And there needs to be humor and heart and emotion, and those are things that this film is really lacking. I didn't feel much emotional attachment to any of the characters. I will say I quite like the dynamic between Mario and Luigi. There is something there, but yeah, there was very little emotional investment for me in the characters. I didn't feel anything between Mario and Peach, you know, his love interest. I didn't feel anything between Mario and his supposed best friend Toad. So yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, the film is so rushed that you just don't have time to connect with the characters or really get invested in the story. And like I said before, the audience that I was watching this film with just weren't really responding to the attempts of humor in this film. Like, most of the humor in this film is sort of like nudge, nudge, wink, wink humor for those that have played the games. Like, oh, Mario doesn't like mushrooms, yet all he does in the game is collect and eat mushrooms. Ah, it's ironic. That's that type of humor, you know, and it's not that funny. And it begs the question, if all the humor is aimed at those that have watched the games, then for those that haven't played the games, what are they gonna get out of it? But yeah, it's not all bad. Like, there were bits of it that I did quite enjoy. Like, I thought the voice acting was pretty good. The film, like, addresses right away why Chris Pratt and Charlie Day aren't doing the stereotypical, "Let's go, it's me, Mario. We got the same Princess Peach. I sound like Jared Leto in House of Gucci." Yeah, they do a good job explaining why they're not talking like that right at the start of the film. I think it's just they don't want to offend any Italians that might be watching. Bowser probably steals the film. Jack Black is clearly having a great time voicing Bowser. Is it a spoiler to say this? He gets a musical number as well, which was surprisingly great. That was one of my favorite moments of the film. I also thought that even though this is the first of what will be many Super Mario Brothers movies and a massive franchise now, that they do a pretty good job of establishing the world in this one. Like, they really do set it up really well. They establish a nice, playful, and whimsical tone that is very familiar of the games. And the animation is gorgeous. I would say this is probably the best looking Illumination film I've seen from them. And the music by Brian Tyler I liked as well. He incorporates a lot of the classic Mario da-da-da-da-da-da motifs, you know, into the music, and they were, sure, nostalgic, but they were well implemented as well, like, particularly in the action sequences. So we might as well ask the three questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? Like I already said, it's a roller coaster I have no desire to get back on again. Like, it was fine once, like, it had its fun moments, but there's not enough here to justify me going back and watching it again. So no, I won't watch it again. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Oh, I mean, does it really matter if I recommend this to you guys or not? Because I know this movie is going to make like $1 billion at the box office anyways. Like, it's got cross-generational appeal, it's got wide international appeal. Like, who hasn't heard of the Super Mario Brothers? I'm sure lots of people are going to be curious to check it out, like I was. Who would I recommend it for? I guess if you're a super fan of Mario, then yeah, go check it out. But I would say lower your expectations. As for kids and families, yeah, give it a go. There's worse ways to spend 90 minutes. So yeah, I softly recommend it. And third question, what score to give out of 10? The Super Mario Brothers movie was neither outright terrible or very good. It just falls somewhere in the middle. Like, it's passable, watchable, fluffy entertainment. For me, the draw factor was the nostalgia of seeing something from my youth on the big screen. That's why I came to watch it. But once I took my nostalgia goggles off, all I found was a very basic story which was lacking in character growth and development, humor, and emotion. Like, I just felt nothing watching this movie. We're just going through the motions of a very basic, sugary, vibrant ride, but just didn't have any impact on me. Like, I didn't feel moved emotionally or all that thrilled. And I know there's going to be eventual sequels. I just hope in the future movies they focus a little bit more on the characters rather than the settings and Easter eggs and all that jazz. Anyway, I'm gonna give the Super Mario Brothers movie a score of 5 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, it just falls right in the middle. Neither good nor bad. It's just passable. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I do want to hear from you. Have you seen the Super Mario Brothers movie? What did you make of it? Love it? Hate it? Somewhere in the middle? Yeah, what's your favorite Super Mario game as well? Definitely Mario Kart for me, but yeah, I want to hear from you. Whatever it is, let me know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button for me for more movie, TV, and Oscars-related content. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for watching, guys, for more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture. I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.